The Conscious Revolution Manifesto, written by artist Rikitabu Aliae, aka Satori Onizuma. From the School of the Mystic Arts. Talent takes what it can, genius gives what it must. This manifesto is not a plea to come together in order to unite. More importantly, the conscious community has never been divided. There is no ask too big when it comes to giving rise to a conscious revolution that can save the mind and soul of humanity from impending catastrophe. As a conscious community, we are at war against the continued enslavement of our hearts, souls, and minds. As conscious revolutionaries, we must therefore seek wisdom from those who are the most broken and oppressed, because only through their experiences and their reflections on them, do they alone have the means, ability, and power to effectively convert their experience into knowledge and understanding, to be shared in a beneficial way with others. Everyone else approaches life from positions of belief, opinion, speculation, and theory, none of which are rooted in truth. The individuals who propagate this type of information gathering and dissemination, do not have the necessary first-hand experiences to provide the solutions that are needed in these times. In fact, they are the reason the world finds itself in this most grievous state. The conscious resistance has always been here, but now is the time to come together and take a stand against this nightmare of humanity. His story must die, and we, the conscious community, must lay it to rest within the pages of time. When they look back on our times, how will they remember you for what you did? Sections outlined herein. 1. The current state of the world, the arts, and the demand for a conscious revolution. 2. Set and setting, the need to protect and give space to free thinkers and artists. 3. A new genre of conscious expression, consciousness expanding art. 4. Role of the conscious artist. 5. The absurdity of modernity and its prostitution of truth. 6. The conscious community as distinct from woke culture and other Eurocentric hijackings. 7. The future of the conscious community, conscious artists, consciousness expanding art, and the conscious revolution. Opening statements. 1. Consciousness is at the foundation of all thought and awareness, therefore, conscious art is the most comprehensive tool available to humanity in the pursuit of truth and understanding. 2. Conscious revolutionaries must be supported in this time by the conscious community, as we are all charged with the tremendous responsibility of articulating humanity's unified vision of a better world, despite our current plight, and the difficult positions we may find ourselves in. Stand strong in the truth. 3. The conscious community must take a stand against destructive Eurocentric ideologies, the disease of modernity, and any other divisive systems, isms, institutions, or individuals who practice a philosophy of death, deceit, division, superiority, hate, and fear-mongering. 4. The implications of the conscious revolution can lead to the creation of the largest revolution the world has ever known, considering the preceding political and creative movements have fallen under Eurocentric ideologies and determinations of reality, which have sought to war against and destroy any alternative narratives containing experiences belonging to the far greater majority of the human family. 5. To the conscious mind, belief is toxic to personal development and has no place in the process of determining and understanding the truth of one's own experiences. Any conscious individual who is seeking the truth must first transition from the programmed believer who waits to be given orders on how and what to think, into the free knower who cultivates first-hand experience into understanding. 6. As the conscious community, we must reject the Eurocentric paradigm which has plummeted the world into a most piteous state, stripped and devoid of any remnant of the sacred. 7. Art is nature's constitution, acting as guide on our path into knowing oneself. Only conscious art can grant sovereignty to those who develop understanding. 8. His story is dying, and the conscious community must bring it to a decisive end. We must allow the spell of his story to die within our hearts and minds as the predominantly accepted narrative for we the people around the world it has sought to utterly destroy. 9. True conscious expression requires one to work to a place whereby the experiencer can articulate and engage the public through demonstrative acts of their own first-hand experiences, to work together towards a shared understanding. 10. The term consciousness expanding art was created with the intended purpose of communicating and distinguishing conscious art from other creative expressions, and its ability to impact consciousness from a developmental level, resulting in a series of corresponding shifts of perceptual awareness during the process of awakening. 11. The conscious community is home of the rebellion against lies, and the conscious revolutionaries who are fighting against the vacuous Eurocentric worldview and the commodification of creativity. Who else is to demand the repatriation of the relics, artifacts, and host of other forms of art to be given back to the peoples of the world it was stolen from? 12. Our strength is in our community, the truth, and our corresponding actions to develop conscious minds around the world. We must demand and build a new world using our gifts as conscious creator beings. 13. Conscious art provides the representational aids needed to support and assist in the pursuit of developing an understanding of one's experiences in relation to a unified truth. Section 1. The current state of the world, the arts, and the demand for a conscious revolution. All thoughts enter a reality as incorporeal concepts and ideas that take form within the minds of people as they seek creative expression. It stands to reason that if a human being is a spirit within a body, then all objects in our world are representative of their true spiritual essence that resides invisibly within. Therefore, the world and all things in it are in effect infused with consciousness, in other words conscious art. 1. With every day that passes, the playing field of life is becoming ever more apparent, soon becoming clearly visible to all, at which time sides will have already been chosen. 2. For long enough the world has been captivated by wicked spells and illusions cast as false promises and dreams from unqualified, and largely uncontested leadership, and as a result, the people of the world have fallen into a deep state of ignorance and fear. 3. We don't have to like his story to respect and understand that it is the catalyst that has sculpted us. However, now having been forged in the fires of oppression, it is time to shape ourselves under our own directive through transforming the narrative as we transcend all limitations imposed upon the conscious community. 4. How will the true world story be told? Who other than the conscious community and its artist can be trusted to provide an honest and accurate alternative record of the events that transpired against humanity during this period we call history? The following is to address the current state of the arts, to provide encouragement, and give direction to the conscious community who has come to reflect the embodiment of reason in these otherwise unreasonable times. 1. Self-empowerment is at the foundation of conscious art in that it necessitates creative expression, imagination, dreams, visions, and revelations by way of unordinary insight, resultant of an uncommon life. 2. Conscious art can never be possessed by any one individual or group, rather it serves to reflect the truth of our collective experiences without bias or exception. 3. The disconnection from lines of descendancy and established schools of thought have resulted in most of the non-European world losing their conscious art that for millennia aided them in developing and expanding consciousness. We have since lost knowledge of self. 4. At the most fundamental level, the conscious community must understand that words shape one's reality, whether they are thought, written, spoken, or sung. 5. To serve truth is not about being faultless. Rather it is about being transfigured within on account of first recognizing one's imperfections. Becoming entirely remade by way of learning how to reconcile the truth of one's own life experience with the collective truth of humanity. 6. For those individuals are consciously attuned, we are in a time that requires us to remove all obstructions, false identities, and corrupted narratives that have kept us blind to the truth of our experiences. In these times only the creation of conscious art with the support of the conscious community can save the heart, mind, and soul of humanity. Time has run out as all other solutions require immense compromise. Conscious art is the symbol of freedom as it reflects the efforts of other conscious minds who are uncompromising in their creative expressions of truth. Conscious art is and will forever remain as the means by which the revelation of truth is delivered, received, and ultimately reconciled within the hearts and minds of the conscious. Never forget that we are inherently sovereign spirits, participants in the process of life. Section 2. Set and setting. The need to give and protect space for free thinkers and creators. 1. The conscious revolution must transcend culture. 2. The conscious revolution must dissolve all intellectual boundaries. 3. The conscious revolution must shift the predominant world narrative. 4. The conscious revolution must work to develop and expand awareness. 5. The conscious revolution must inform hearts and minds through engagement. The conscious community exists to support, preserve, and display the priceless treasures that have been buried within the hearts and minds of the subjected and oppressed around the world. The restoration of the arts is a most necessary and humbling endeavor, carrying with it the potential for humanity to heal the world. The conscious community serves to provide an accurate depiction of the truth by valuing individual experiences in relation to the collective experience of humanity, in so much as it can be communicated to others. This is our best effort to aid and uplift humanity. The conscious community supports those who are scandalized daily by what has become acceptable in the world, appalled and unable to accept the reality created by false narratives. The conscious community recognizes the dominant narrative given by the current world powers is stiff and inflexible, a closed box. No longer can it contain the creative original, their thoughts, or their artistic expression. The conscious community must dismantle boundaries, question the uncontested, seek reconciliation through experiences, and be committed to the conservation of novelty. The conscious community has organically emerged in response to humanity being inexorably drawn into a mystery stranger than all the propagated fictions of life. A profound mystery called truth. The conscious community serves as a haven and refuge for all those who seek to discover the truth within. Section 3. A new genre of creative expression. Consciousness expanding art. Consciousness expanding art as it is defined and recorded herein. Consciousness expanding art is the investigative methods, techniques, and practice disciplines utilized within the creative act of expression to develop a unified understanding of the mind, consciousness, and the different states of awareness as it relates to living beings. Consciousness expanding art by definition cannot be subservient to such spiritually devoid systems and ideologies that currently exist as the primary power structures in the world. 1. The purpose of consciousness expanding art is to express the seemingly inexpressible yearnings of the heart and soul, as best effort to shine light and give voice to the unseen and inaudible aspects of life. 2. Consciousness expanding art is an instrument to inspire and uplift, a vehicle to carry the truth of our experiences, and a tool for uncovering new pathways into a more inclusive future. Conscious art is created to assist in helping humanity understand our shared nature, by providing a curative solution in the form of a means for self-discovery. 3. Consciousness expanding art is a language all its own, belonging to and of itself. The language of the soul serves to bring a lifeline to the divergent aspects of itself that have fallen into his story. These pieces of the human story have been largely forgotten as they've been systematically hidden, destroyed, or changed. 4. The conscious artist is furthest from the shores of comfort, exploring the deep vast ocean of the subconscious. Are these experiences not valuable to the human condition? If so, it becomes the responsibility of the conscious community to communicate our visions with the rest of humanity. 5. Despite the personal feelings of those who have not traveled that lonely road into the unknown, nor are willing to be among those who explore this dimension of consciousness, the conscious artist has continued to strive forward with little to no recognition. 6. The role of the conscious artist throughout time has been to create linguistic and visual works that serve as bridges to connect the material world with the spiritual world. 7. In the conscious community, our visionary artists need to be respected and looked to as humanity's greatest adventurers, braving worlds belonging to and comprised of entirely different dimensions of reality. This cannot go unaddressed in the conscious community. 8. Consciousness expanding art is not something that anyone can just create. This form of expression belongs to the soul and must be worked at and developed. Conscious art thus serves to shine light onto the hidden aspects of life. 9. There is an express need for consciousness expanding art that serves as the windows and doors into new domains of thought. It is the means for revealing the very process in which thought arises, takes form, and is creatively expressed. 10. Conscious art is made to be seen and used by those who can most benefit from it. Therefore, a new art scene inevitably emerges out of the conscious community. Section 4. Role of the conscious artist. The conscious artist throughout time has endeavored to build linguistic metaphors and visual works that serve as bridges of thought to connect the two worlds. To the conscious artist, there is a place between these worlds where one receives inspiration and ideas. It is the womb and birthplace to all the intangible aspects of reality. The conscious artist utilizes various modes, methods, and techniques to penetrate the domain of the unconscious to bring back useful artifacts of the mind. To be a conscious artist is to live an uncompromised life, applying the things we've learned as expressions of art. Only through self-reflection can one use reason to develop an understanding of their own existence. To be a conscious artist is to live a life of art as life is art. How can belief make truth real when truth is, has been and will always be irrespective of one's personal bias or perspective? Therefore, in the conscious community, belief isn't a prerequisite for truth to be known. The conscious artist does not believe anything they have not experienced for themselves. This, however, does not mean they are not receptive of differing perspectives. Belief is not a necessary part of the process of contemplation and reflection that allows one to develop their experiences into understanding. Too often the word belief has been conflated with faith, which is in fact a most necessary aid along the path of self-gnosis. 1. The conscious artist is tasked with creatively expressing and articulating the contents of the soul. 2. A conscious artist strives to retrieve and repair the fragmented parts of the mind and soul to achieve a unified state of ever-increasing and enlarging perceptual awareness of what it is to be an intelligibly conscious being. 3. The conscious artist is not a passive character in life's unfolding drama. We do not hide behind fictional personas created by the destructive systems of the world. 4. The conscious artist does not wait and hope to be included in a system that rejects the necessity for consciousness development. We will not wait to be seen or heard. 5. The conscious artist is not their government name, cultural label, skin color, gender, or any other identity given to them by the world. We are not simply persons, objects, or things, rather we are existence in action. 6. Conscious art is boundless, undifferentiated, timeless and spaceless. Conscious art is mind made manifest, an embodiment of reason. 7. The conscious artist does not take anything at face value. Seek within and work on develop your own understanding from inside out, as no woman, man or child can give understanding to you. 8. The conscious artist understands thought can only be carried into new domains of experience where the roads of language have been paved. One must put their experiences in their own words and learn to articulate that truth to others. 9. The conscious artist knows that all movements begin and end within the individual. You must choose where you direct your creative energy and attention and decide whether you will remain in control of it for the benefit of others, or if you are willing to let your attention and creative power be used in service of the self-serving who have enslaved humanity. 10. The conscious artist understands true value and that the most valuable form of currency anyone has to offer them is their time and attention. Monetary value always comes second to the spiritual value. 11. The conscious artist knows the power of choice and its implications. Is it not true that a person can choose to transmute what was previously perceived as bad, into a positive lesson worth more than its weight in gold? True wealth does not come in the form of paper, jewels or precious metals, one can only accumulate wealth with fullness of mind. 12. The conscious artist creates artwork to serve as both testament and witness to their experiences. It is time to even the scales, bringing about a restoration of balance, requiring individual experiences to be valued within the greater context of the human story. 13. The conscious artist does not live in fear of sharing the truth of their experiences. Who can take your personal experiences away from you? Conscious art serves as the representational aid in helping to work towards a shared understanding. 14. The conscious artist does not suffer fools gladly. Are we not supposed to positively use our anger, frustration, and agitation to break free from the spells of ignorance and fear? 15. The conscious artist does not freely give away their heart or mind to anyone outside of themselves. There is a war occurring between free thinkers and those who despise freedom and seek to mentally enslave people through the spreading of false narratives. 16. As a conscious artist, trauma and catastrophe are old friends, we know them well. That is because the conscious artist understands them to be mere obstacles to overcome, useful catalysts to push one into creative action. 17. The conscious artist has a rebel spirit leading them into a rebellion against old conceptions, and paradigms in pursuit of growth and understanding. 18. When one becomes conscious, there is no longer an illusion of comfort as the discomfort is undeniable. 19. When the conscious artist learns to find solace in life's inevitable process, they then become stable, firmly planted, knowing the only constant in life is change. 20. The conscious artist has courage, strength, and conviction to accompany their experiences. Is it not true that all things grow in accord to that which resists them? 21. The conscious artist is careful not to be swept up by those who know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. Only by embracing your power and ruling over it can it be directed to the benefit of others. Learn to distinguish between friends and enemies, between the just and unjust, the harmonious and the disharmonious. 22. The conscious artist is not weak-willed, idle, irresponsible, dishonorable, corrupt of heart, poor in mind and spirit, tearful, self-pitying, or any other disempowering state of being. These negative states are the enemies of honoring the truth of oneself. The conscious art movement is the change that has come to destroy, and put an end to the disease that has ravaged the mind of humanity for long enough now. 23. The conscious artist breaks free of the chains of limitation and regain their power to restore the adoration, respect, love and reverence that once was inseparable with the arts. Unfetter the soul and free your hearts from those who have sought to utterly destroy the good, the true, and the beautiful. 24. The conscious artist does not seek to find themselves in the world. We are here to create new places and spaces that reflect the truth of our experiences with the aim to uplift humanity. 25. The conscious artist does not rely on doctrines and creeds in exchange for developing an understanding of truth. The tool of reason has been replaced with a blunted instrument of belief that can never cut into the truth. All that has led to suffering and pain has endured on account of the belief in a false narrative. 26. The conscious artist has experienced enough of the bad to know what is good for them, and therefore creates remedies to heal the afflictions of the mind, body and spirit. 27. The more conscious the artist, the purer the artistic expression, and the bigger the responsibility. Each work found in their war chest thus exemplifies an undefiled quality of the transcendent. 28. Likened to an imprint upon the photographic film of our reality, conscious artists capture these thought-formed images and bring them back to our world of objects and forms. 29. For the conscious artist, life is a puzzle, not a game. It is a quest to solve a scattered mystery within space-time that is inherent to life's design, intelligibly arranged and hidden. 30. The quest for the truth of the self requires the conscious artist to decode, decipher, and ultimately deliver the contents of a newly discovered language of the soul. 31. The conscious artist must push past the limitations of their own thinking, into new domains of thought that previously did not exist for them. The unknown mysteries of life. 32. One day soon the conscious artist will learn to speak from their invisible throne, their art and words helping to guide and develop conscious minds while uniting hearts, minds, and souls under the freedom that comes from breaking the chains of enslavement. When this happens, the world will forever change. 33. The conscious artist cannot be afraid to be shocking and shake up the normality of insanity that has plagued the reality they strive to break free of. This is our opportunity as a conscious community to rise and elevate to new and higher heights than before. Hence a conscious revolution is upon us. Section 5. The absurdity of modernity and its prostitution of truth. No certain space defines art, nor does any certain art define a space. One should not define the other, this is freedom of expression. Foolishness has ruled the world long enough, it is time to use your eyes to see and your ears to hear. Do not continue to let fears and anguish fill the bellies of your oppressors as you spiritually starve to death. Do not continue associating yourself with narratives that do not serve your experiences and needs. 1. Conscious art is the medium of engagement to assist in the process of meaning making. 2. Conscious art of all forms serves as valuable community capital. 3. Conscious art creates and demonstrates powerful critiques on modernity. 4. Conscious art creates community engagement through collaboration. 5. Conscious art is to educate and uplift humanity in our shared pursuit of understanding. 6. The creation of conscious art necessitates dreams, visions, psychedelic experiences, and other extrasensory insights and revelations regarding the eternal nature of humanity. 7. Conscious art inspires and encourages aspiring minds. 8. Conscious art opens the doors of discourse and dialogue for the intent of building together as a community. 9. Conscious art must shock and/or bring about a sense of awe as the world has become complacent and acquiescent to the lies of his story. 10. Conscious art must provoke and promote mindfulness and self-empowerment. 11. Conscious art creates and delivers powerful statements and critiques against his story, and the subjectivity of people who do not ascribe to the predominantly Eurocentric narrative or their perspective outlook on reality. Section 6. The conscious community as distinct from woke culture and other Eurocentric hijackings. As a conscious community distinct from woke culture, we stand at a crossroads which requires each individual to either work to develop one's awareness and understanding, or remain ignorant. Where the road of investigation will lead can only be determined by you and your efforts. As a conscious community we are not a culture. Being the movement is not built upon the foundations of Eurocentric ideologies, be that political, religious, or any other form of social conditioning that necessitates a tradition of belief. The conscious community exists as the antithesis of Eurocentric thought, and all other mental and physical constructs, systems, isms, or institutions whose existence is wholly reliant upon belief. Etymological origins of the word culture. Kultur 1914, originally, ideals of civilization as conceived by the Germans, a word from the First World War and in English always at first ironic, from German Kultur, from Latin cultura. The conscious community and its revolutionaries are redefining the world's narrative by contending with destructive Eurocentric ideologies whose world conquests have suppressed the stories and experiences belonging to any alternative narrative that could empower non-Eurocentric ideas. As conscious revolutionaries we must recognize the inherent power of words, and the narratives they create with their ability to shape reality by way of perception. The methods are many and vary based on intention. If not for the conscious community working towards the development of understanding, then how is one supposed to learn how to reconcile with their experiences in relation to the rest of humanity? The conscious community must support those who are strong enough to survive being systematically broken down, and made examples of for honoring the truth of their experiences. What role will you play during the greatest period of change to sweep over our world? Section 7. The future of the conscious community and its creatives, consciousness expanding art, and the conscious revolution. Together we must coax out a shared understanding from the dark pages of history, as we stand together as a community of artists and conscious thinkers. We must work together to effectively challenge and replace the established Eurocentric narrative. Where are the other courageous souls, those conscious artists who willingly and independently step into the mystery of the unknown? As conscious artists we are called to enter in sacred commerce with one another through the exchange of our conscious creations. 1. Be bold and courageous, step up and step out into your true self. The time is now for conscious artists with the assistance of the conscious community to make a conservative effort to free others from the spell cast on them by culture, language, and ultimately history. 2. As a community we cannot try to appeal to belief and emotions, rather we need individuals who discourage it, who emphasize experiential knowledge and the development of one's own understanding via the creative process and expression. This allows one's experiences to be evidence of their wisdom. 3. Take your power back by not victim blaming or empowering other groups of individuals who try to assert their narrative onto our lives. 4. The world needs conscious creatives who will take innovation to new depths of creativity in order to accomplish this monumental task at hand. 5. Aspire to inspire and encourage others to act in meaningful ways that empowers and uplifts individuals. 6. Be a conscious warrior who fights for freedom of mind. Therefore, one cannot concern themselves with the judgments of the world, factless opinions, and any other forms of negative communication from those with no first-hand experiences. 7. The conscious movement is the vehicle in which we can emancipate enslaved minds by breaking free of the normality of insanity humanity has been conditioned to accept. 8. What side of his story will you find yourself on, the side of lies or that of truth? May you remain strong, and endure to the end, as we take fellowship in the mysteries of life that are availing themselves as the truth of our shared experience.